stop meeting like this. And then by the 5th time, it's just awkward.
This is built on the Butterley Company track bed that ran from Butterley Steelworks to Condor Park Steelworks,
which is where we're going to, basically.
Yeah, we own them both. So here it is. So they've nicked it for the
for a light railway. Yeah, class 40. Yeah, that's my father-in-law's favourite train. That.
Yeah, there's a 31 next to it.
Because it looks like a dog.
45 or 46 next to it. Or is that a 56 there? I can't tell from here.
Yeah. So where we were at Butterley Works then?
Yes, eventually the line cut through the collieries and came down here and shot off to their other factory down, well not a factory, the forge. Then this is the track bed lot and they've used it to make it a nice and easy way of laying a kid's railway.
That's gone up.
Yeah, that's just not.
Used to be about 50 quid when I was a kid. Okay, gotta watch where I'm stepping so I don't go off the edge. But that's the mouth then, that's the opening of Butterley Canal Tunnel. So Cromford Canal that is, and that's the Butterley Tunnel. Look at that. Can't really get any closer, can you?
Not bad, really. The one that's been
there you go. 1794. Just tucked away. People wouldn't know it was here. So down there then, we're coming into Codnor Park Reservoir. Go and have a look at some remains down there. From a distance. At the side of the Cromford Canal, there's a bit of water in it now. And then we're going up onto the road, and then we'll go down the other side and we come in towards the reservoir. Anyone that knows Cromford Canal, who's walked it, up towards Cromford, Amber Gateway, it's dead nice. And then this side, it's just been let to rot in it, basically, unfortunately. So earlier, when we were next to that sort of miniature railway that said it would charge us £1,000 if we went on it, that carried on over here in a level crossing. So there's no remains of it now, unfortunately. Down from the road, that's hella steep. Ain't doing that on an icy day. And look at this, I mean, it's a private house, but it just feels like it's canal related, doesn't it? Because that looks like it would be a mill of some description or something, yeah. That is the thing about walking at this time of year though, isn't it? It's just, everything is just so overgrown. Yeah. I used to come running down here a fair bit, and it didn't look like this. Oh mate, that stinks as well, doesn't it? Oh jeez. There's a big monument up in the field above there, and I didn't know what it was. I just knew that it was a big monument thing. But Phil said it's called the Jessup Monument, so that makes sense with William Jessup building this. That he would have a memorial to him up there. It's just stingers everywhere, man. Ah, mate. I know, yeah. I can't, even if I wore trousers, I haven't got trousers on my head.
That road's awful, so I wouldn't walk along there for pavement. There's no pavement.
No.
So I don't know
and people drive like
I know what it was.
idiots.
I read somewhere there used to be a Opencastle colliery up here, a very old one. I think it was workers walking up to that.
Got ya. That'll be an old map job, that, wouldn't it?
Oh, I've got a picture of it when I was still a football.
Yeah, because there are buildings up there. So that's obviously built on the old colliery land then. Right, mate.
Let's see if he goes first. Whose legs first?
Yeah, right. Well, he'll go for mine because I've got shorts on. He'd be like, there we go. Hang on. Calmo, 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 eh? I don't have any change, mate. There you go. You put your head down. We don't want any trouble. We don't want any trouble. So we've lost the canal there. That's just a bog. And here's the start of the reservoir. Bless you. So we'll have a bit of a look at the reservoir, then we go beyond that and we stick pretty much to the canal, but on the towpath. It's dried up, but there are some locks and stuff, which obviously you could fall down. There's some railway lines coming across. I used to run down there every now and then, and there's like some old like bridge stanchions and stuff that you can see. Not sure what line it was, but Phil will know. And then we'll get to the old forge, which was the Butterley Company as well. So that's why this line that runs alongside was going from one works to another, basically. And then once we get there, we'll have a little look at the site of what was Codnor Park Station, or Codnor Park and Ironville, which was a Midland Railway Station. Line's still there, but the station isn't. And then that's us, I think.
Yeah, that's about a lot, yeah.
Okay, so we're just nipping across this little bridge. There's the reservoir, and in the distance there, you can just see that little bridge. That's from the Pinxton arm that came off of the Cromford Canal. But it's all rerouted now, but we'll go and have a look at that. Look at that. And this swan, or those swans rather, got a lot of cygnets, haven't they? How many is there? Is that 6?
They're pretty busy, aren't they, this year?
Jeez. Right, look at the size of that neck. It's like Mike Tyson. Don't go too close to them because he'll have me head off. Look at them. Hey! Wow. All the best, mate. Right, so this was the Pinxton arm then. So the Cromford Canal came off under here and up to Pinxton Wharf. Have we done anything related to Pinxton? I'm trying to think now. No. I have to do that then. There's a lot of you know, railway connections and stuff. And then yeah, they filled that in obviously. I always look for rope marks.
Keep it running. There's the valve gear down here.
Here we go, look. See those marks?
Yeah, I always forget about that.
Yeah, they're the rope marks from where they would
That's right, yeah.
pull the barge. Okay. And then the valve gear.
Yeah, there used to be a house here. Well, I say a house.
Oh yeah, you can see, yeah, there was something here, wasn't there?
Here. It looked like a house. It was either a, I don't know, was there such thing as a reservoir owner's house? I don't know. But it was here, and it was right above this. Because they've done a bit of work down there, look, and there's your valve gear here, look, in there.
Oh yeah.
And it let it go, and it joined the canal further down though. It's a little bit different setup to Butterley, obviously, because that will.
Oh yeah, yeah. So this water then, from the reservoir, comes under the Pinxton arm then, and comes out down then to join it lower down.
Yeah. So that's your outlet from the reservoir. This is it.
Yeah. Got a few beers now.
And you can see in there that's been knocked off since when I came.
Oh.
Light on that.
Not when it's filming, I don't think. Which is a bit annoying.
Oh, you might pick some things up.
What's in there? So now we can go on top of the bridge. Looking down to a much lowered Cromford Canal. And then we'll carry along that path. Right, so this is lock, because there aren't locks before this point, obviously. It went through a tunnel, but now we're starting to drop. So that's all overgrown, there's no lock there anymore. So this was boat lock number 2.
It's got water in it.
Got water in it. And it goes down, there's a series of locks. It's not quite sort of, you know, Kennet and Avon locks, but it is, but there are quite a few of them. There's lock number 3. I wonder what the next one's called.
What's that?
What does that say? No tipping of refuse. An old school sign, yeah. Right, Phil's found a sign, mate. So this was called Ironville Flight then?
Yep.
This series of locks. So that's the Pinxton arm, and that's the building you were talking about. That is a house, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like a house, yeah. And there's the wharf you were talking about, unloading. So that's lock 2, that's where we've just been.
It's like a cute bridge going over the main canal on there, and then it brought it out into the Butterley owned, you know, this here wharf.
So what are we, that's lock 6, so let's remember those, because obviously they won't be there, but we can picture where they were. Lock 4, that's the one we've just been through, so these are these buildings then?
That's just there, look. Oh yeah, there they are, you can't see them behind.
Yeah, you can't see.
What do you see the what?
Lock 4.
Okay, is it? Oh, then, have a look at that there, lock 4 there.
Oh, that's the 1970s,
Yeah,
so it was past its time. Large building on the left was the Mechanics Institute, built by the Butterley Company again.
Butterley, they're everywhere.
They really are. The bridge is the original structure dating from the building of the canal in 1790. Amazing. That's great. Okay, so that's the main line going over the top. We're clinging to the towpath then. It's seen better days, isn't it?
Usual people chipping the old stones down there.
There's some big old stones down there. Okay, so there's another lock after lock after lock. This is a nature, is it a nature reserve? It is. It's called some Erewash Nature Reserve, I think. There's loads of rare birds and stuff. So we've just seen people with like big cameras and stuff. There are some abutments of old bridge stanchions and stuff going over. You're going to know better than me what's what, but
there's one further down, yeah.
But normally you can go on sort of, well, you can go on side-by-side maps, but normally you can go on like rail map online. But you were saying he's not mapped this area out, so it's...
yeah, on rail maps, all the private lines out of Butterley, they're not showing, but I'm not sure about further down here, they could be, I don't know. You can go on National Geographic to get that, to look at that.
But it's a tough one really, because normally, like with the last couple of walks, like we'll walk from one railway to another, or we'll follow a particular railway line. But with this, it's just more of an explore, isn't it? So we're kind of skirting off and seeing so many different things that are all kind of related to the Butterley Company in one way or another, but they're obviously quite different. Let's get our bearings, rather than showing you the 400th lock. So whereabouts are we?
So there's Midland Line, and we've just come under it.
So can we see that behind us still? Yeah, it's just there in the distance. So we've just come under that, right? So
I guess now to our right, which is just there, is the site of all this, the other Butterley.
Wow.
I mean, look, it's arguably bigger than Butterley. It's huge.
And now it's a nature reserve.
It's just different.
Nothing.
Totally. Got home casted.
You got open?
Yeah, I got home casted, yeah. And there's where the station is there. Look, there's a platform, look. The workers. But that line there is the Butterley private one coming down. Look, crossed over the Oast Main Line, coming there, and the track still embedded in the old road there. You'll see it later on. And then there you go. Look, big works. Look how much industry is there compared.
Unbelievable.
To now.
Huge. A lot of these old sites are open casted. So if people don't know what that is, I wasn't overly sure. I went to West Houses Depot and there's nothing there. And then I was reading, they were saying, oh, it was open casted. I was like, what's open casted? And it's obvious when it's explained to you that rather than obviously going down in a mine shaft down, they will just dig it all up and take coal away.
Outcropping as well, they call it.
Yeah,
Sometimes they say it's been
outcropping or open casting. Yeah, so when they do that, they just take away everything, so there's nothing, which is annoying for people like me and you, isn't it?
Yeah. That's definitely old Ford buildings.
Yeah, that's a building wall rather than a wall. But that is so like Day of the Triffids. So that would have been the outer shell. Right, so here's this bridge, which I thought was a railway bridge. But Phil's pointed out the fact that this lower bit is different brickwork, stonework, and then there's that there. And Phil was saying that the Butterley Company used an experimental sort of lightweight bridge to go over there, so they were testing it. But what's the map saying in terms of whether there was anything? Nothing. not on the
visible. But I think if they were trialling a lightweight bridge wouldn't be having any engines going across it.
No.
They definitely use it for workers' access. It was used as a path because they, when it had gone, how would they got across? So they put this. But even that would take it up here until 80s. This lightweight bridge, and there's remains of it still up there. Look, you can see them two things sticking out there.
Oh right, I'll go have a look.
Yeah.
Are we meant to be going up this way or not?
Yeah, we've just gone up there. Yeah, then we're heading back. Let's record it on it.
Oh, let's have a look there. Oh yeah,
Weird, isn't it?
it is weird.
That's the support arms to it. They're bolted into those holes there, look. And went across.
Yeah. Any engineer type folk watching this will be able to let us know whether that was strong enough to have a railway on it. Or maybe it did at one point or another.
We might have had a tramway at one point because the wharf was over there. Portland Wharf.
So we're going to stomp up towards the Irrawash Valley line, and you can actually go over a footbridge above it and then look down on what was the site of Codnor Park and Ironville station. And where we are now, you wouldn't believe it, just looking at me and Phil just walking through the wilderness, this was that Codnor Park Works, so absolutely enormous, like you saw the photos that Phil was showing. It's mad now. All that's left really when you look down is like just the odd brick embedded in the mud, isn't it? You honestly would not know. But it's the same in terms of a similar age, I reckon, of the trees when they open cast west houses, because it looks like this there where they've, you know, just decimated it. And
well,
then
these grow, don't they? On when you've had elm crash, you get these silver birch. It's the main kind of.
what that grows out of that.
Yeah.
I wonder what the science is behind that then.
I don't know.
But this is a little path up to the main Midland line here. Hopefully we'll see a train. Oh, here we go. Do you know what? I don't know why I had it in my head that I expected it to be, I don't know where I expected it to be. Not there. So there's the bit of track then. Out of the works.
Yeah, actually, it was. I think it skirted just by the way because it was this Butterley Company line again. Obviously,
Right.
a couple of lines went in, but to get onto the main line, this was it. It just dropped down there and joined Irrawash line down there. That's why it's still there. And up until probably 80s, 90s, there was a stub of it coming up to a buffer for reasons unknown. I never saw anything, you know, on the actual track.
So this is the main line here then. Okay, so that Butterley line then, Phil, you were saying that's the bridge stanchion you can see
Yeah,
there.
that's it. Yeah, it shot off over there, and then that went on to the one we've seen a few times on his travels.
Yeah. And they do look like, that does look like a platform there.
Well, the platform's the other side, unless they couldn't. I
A
mean,
loading bay or something?
No, but-
Sidings?
I thought it's because the platforms were really long because it was for workers' trains, etc. But well, I don't know.
But the platforms are actually this side.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Are there any remains at all?
No, there's nothing.
No, nothing at all.
Not that I've spotted, put it like that.
So what are the different lines here then? Because there's two there, that's the main line. So what's this one?
Yeah, it's just the.
Or do they all just join in together in the end?
No, that used to be the secondary two lines, but they've rationalised it over the years to single line running to save money. But now they've cocked it up because capacity requires two more extra lines, so they scored at own goal as usual.
Yeah, no.
Well, if you look over there, though, can you see the slightly coloured brickwork there? And if that, I don't know if that was the way down. Can you see where all the routes are coming through there? Look.
Oh yeah.
I'm not sure where the access was down to the platforms. I'm not sure.
Did you say there was an island platform here?
Yeah, it was full of platforms. It's a big station.
It's massive,
yeah, it was. Yeah, that's all I've got in here. Look in my red book.
Here we go.
Well, there's a train called. Look, it looks like they've abandoned the left-hand side platforms there, but that's looking south.
So that's taken with the bridge
That's
behind.
been, yeah, that's
basically.
someone's on the platform there. Look, and there's that one. That's not it. I think I've got two. Well, that's now, but you can see that stub coming up there. Look.
Yeah, that was in
You know
the
what I
late
mean, yeah.
80s, that I think.
So yeah, it's not a brilliant picture, but it'd be nice if it was taken off. But you can clearly see there used to be platforms there because of the width of it. It's been, you know, that's how it was.
Yeah.
Well, I don't remember what the access was. I think there's a path that came down on a footbridge. That wonder if that's a footbridge opening there. I wonder if a footbridge came over there, because that's definitely, look, A bridge has come over there.
Oh yeah, right there.
The footbridge came over here, and maybe this middle pillar's gone now, look. And then you walk down onto the platforms. You can have a look at a picture of it. A bit blurred. So that's looking that way. So how did he get down onto it? It's not really a brilliant image, is it? There's that one we've just gone about, look, back there.
So there's a building there.
Yeah, I'm just looking at that.
So that building would have been
Yeah, but it's all
right there in those trees, basically.
So I'm not sure how he got down to
There's
the
just a big pile of rubble there now.
Yeah. Yeah, unfortunately.
But that's something. That's you know, that's a bridge, a footbridge. Here we go. He's proper legging it. Hello, mate. See you later. It might be a bit confusing to follow certain parts of it, but I've really enjoyed coming out and having a walk in the sunshine, because it was raining this morning and I was looking out the window thinking, oh, here we go. But it's actually turned out really nice. So thanks for joining us. As always, click like, subscribe, comment if you know anything that we've got wrong, or you know, if there's any other walks that you think that me and Phil should be getting out and doing, give us a shout and let us know, and we'll see you next time.
Yep, see you folks. Ta-ra.